Attorneys tell me that families in this lawsuit claim this wasn't just discipline. This was serious physical and mental abuse that these students endured, and this all stemmed from a simple Jersey mix-up. 5 inches of rain last night, but today, right now, it's a much different story. It's beautiful, it's sunny out, bright blue skies, but as you see here behind me, I'm standing on one of the low water crossing bridges, and you can see the water is rushing. Businesses are also a complete devastation. Some of those businesses include Lierd's Furniture Store and the Gatesville Messenger. So this is a lot of history here in downtown Gatesville that's been lost. We heard from 3 witnesses. I want to tell you some of them who they were. We heard from an Army CID agent who has been on the case ever since the first day. We also heard from the digital forensic analyst agent who went through McGraw's cell phone and his other devices. And then we also heard from a medical expert to share her expertise. She is a military OBGYN. Alongside those testimonies, we also got more of a breakdown from these 96 alleged victims. 3 years for, and they're now asking for the public's help to identify the person of interest that they say is in these videos. This is the last person that was seen with Tierra Strand. The press conference just wrapped up, and who hosted it was Representative Pat Curry alongside Chairman Jeff Leach, and also representatives from the victim's family. Again, we've been following this case of former Waco attorney Adam Dean Hoffman, who's currently serving his 60-day jail sentence. Residents tonight are being urged to file intervener papers. You might be wondering what that is. This is a formal request to the state to be part of a case against a massive transmission line project that will go through Central Texas. Infrastructure, tax issues, also data centers have become a big conversation. Is this something that you want to look further into and hear more comments about? You're right. Gas prices are on the rise nationwide. I'm here north of Temple at a local gas station, and I just want to point out that for some diesel, it's about $4.95 per gallon. And this isn't only impacting day-to-day drivers like us, it's impacting tow trucks and HVAC repair trucks. It's been such an amazing day. Central Texans have really stepped up to give back to our kids so they don't experience the summer slide. I do want to mention that a lot of our local partners have already picked up a bunch of these books, but you know how many books we've raised so far today? Over 3,000.
Brings it, real, where you can listen to the sights, the sounds, you get to hear, you get to see the wide open space.
For Salado landowner John Bradley, that piece may not last much longer. A proposed 765 kilovolt transmission line project could cut straight through his land.
E8 coming in from the east, you've got E9 coming in from the south, meeting right here at this ground and going to G71, and G71 goes directly over the path where we had intended to start building.
Bradley says those lines wouldn't just cross his property. It would take out trees, disrupting water systems, calling it a threat to his livelihood.
I'm gonna lose my corral, I'm gonna lose my trough. I have nowhere else for my water to go.
With the clock ticking, many landowners are turning to one key step, filing intervener papers.
A ticket to then go into the dance, to then provide testimony.
That ticket allows them to formally weigh in before the Public Utility Commission decides the project's future. Now, state leaders are urging people to act.
Fill out the intervener form and make sure that they fill out the form so they can have legal standing as this case moves forward.
Representative Brad Buckley says the project is massive and raises questions about it that he wants answers to.
Let's not get sidetracked with an unnecessary behemoth of a power line project that really is going to scar my district and many areas of Texas.
For Bradley, this fight is about more than power lines. It's about protecting land he hopes to pass down to the next generation.
Where they do that, we're going to lose all this based on the segments, and it is a death sentence for our ranch and our family's legacy.
The lawsuit filed in Bell County accuses Major Blaine McGraw of sexually exploiting and secretly recording female patients, and alleges that his misconduct was not isolated. It was part of a long, disturbing pattern. We spoke with 2 of McGraw's former patients. They aren't part of the lawsuit, but they say they suffered through the same trauma. And a lot of the reports that we've seen, there was no one else in the room, no nurses. They would kick a husband out. Is this what happened to you also?
He kicked my husband out repeatedly after I told my husband about the first incident. My husband would continue to try and go in there and be with me, and every single time he would tell my husband he was not allowed in there for the physical exam. I was never offered a chaperone, so it was just always me and him in that room.
When the investigation began, she says she didn't hear from the Army. She found out on social media.
Gave my statement and walked out with a pamphlet.
A second woman, who we're also not identifying, says she didn't notice the, quote, red flags at first.
He put his phone in his breast pocket and then proceeded to perform a vaginal exam on me. Just kind of pushed it aside and didn't really think anything of it, or tried not to, rather, because, again, this was a doctor I trusted.
The lawsuit alleges investigators recovered thousands of photos and videos from McGraw's devices. Support groups like the Shield of Sisters are stepping up to help victims.
The stories we're hearing are absolutely horrific. Put yourself in their shoes and understand right now they feel betrayed. They're scared. They don't know what's going to happen.
For now, the alleged victims say they're leaning on each other and the people they trust. By sharing your story, what is the main message that you are hoping to send?
You took a piece of me, but you didn't take all of me, and I will come out stronger.
Cars drive this stretch of Highway 36 every day. According to a lawsuit filed in Bell County, this curve has also become the site of repeated crashes. The family of 18-year-old Romy Balmer filed the suit after she died driving on 36 in September of 2025.
This was a young girl on her way to college. And by all accounts, she was, everything you would want a daughter to be.
Attorneys say data from her phone showed she was driving about 60 to 62 miles per hour, well below the posted speed limit of 75 miles per hour. The family is now suing TXDOT under the Texas Tort Claims Act, claiming the agency failed to maintain the roadway, failed to warn drivers, and failed to address what they call a known dangerous section of the highway.
The community was very, very well aware of these dangers, which means TXDOT should have been aware of these dangers.
6 News looked into this stretch of the highway last September and found there were 74 crashes since 2015. In 2025, 14 crashes alone were on wet road conditions. Today's road conditions along Highway 36 are dry, but last year when 18-year-old Romy was driving, it was wet and she lost control of her vehicle and veered into the other lane. TXDOT tells 6 News they don't comment on pending litigation. This case seeks more than $1 million in damages, but the family's attorney says the bigger goal is change.
Are we as a public, are we as Texans willing to just put up with stuff like this? And I think the answer is no.